Hi everyone, I'm Roberta from Caracas, Venezuela. In this presentation, we are going to talk about 5 different envelope configurations and their musical usages. In a MIDI controller, we have a lot of knobs and faders we can use to manipulate the sound. In this case, we are going to talk about the Adsr envelope. An Adsr envelope lets us modify the attack time, the decay time, the sustain level, and the release time. But let's define that before we get to the envelope configurations. The attack time is the time it takes to get from zero to full value when you press a key. Let's hear it. It goes all the way up right away because it's set all the way down, the attack time. Let's see if I put it right here, right all the way up. The time it takes is a little bit longer. The decay time is the amount of time it takes to get from full value to the sustain level. To demonstrate this, I'm gonna set the sustain level right in the middle and then put the decay time about 30%. We can see here that the wave goes all the way up and then stays where the sustain level is. The release time is the time it takes to get from the sustain level down to zero. It's the time it takes when to get from to zero when I release the key. It's this time. Okay. Now we know of that, we can move on to the envelope configurations. The switch, we set the attack time down to zero. The decay time is not available because the sustain level goes all the way up, and the release time is down to zero too. Let's hear. We can see here that the sound starts when I press the key and then stops when I release the key. The sound it emulates the sound of the organ or other kind of mechanical instrument. With this configuration, we hear a click at the beginning of the note and at the end, and we can get rid of that if we increase a little bit the attack time and the release time. We don't have that click anymore. The percussive sound, we keep the attack time down at zero, the delay somewhere between 10 and 30 and 80%, the sustain and the release time down to zero. And in this case, we can emulate the sound of a percussion instrument. Then percussive, the attack time is set at zero. The decay is somewhere between 10 and 80. We leave it right there where it is. We keep the sustain level at zero. The release time between 10 and 80. Let's put it right in 40%. We can see here that it's a shorter sound like a percussion instrument. The sustaining, we set the attack time and the delay time up to 10%. The decay time, sorry. The sustain level between 50 and 90%, right in the middle. And the release time between 0 and 10. Let's put it right in 10. Let's hear. We can hear that the sound goes all the way up and then stays at the sustain level. And this sound gives us the impression that we are hearing a violin or a trumpet. The queer configuration is a weird configuration that gives us two different sounds when you hold the key and when you hit the key. To get this sound, we set the attack time down to 0, the decay time between 10 and 30, leave it right there, the sustain down to 0, and the release time between 50 and 100%. And let's hear. If I hold the key, let's see what happens. We have a shorter sound. If I hit a key, we get a longer sound. I don't know which musical context we can use this, but I think a smart way to use it is to tie long notes to certain notes with one configuration like this. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this presentation as much I did working on it. Have a nice week.